Hey, welcome back. Uh, this is going to be like lesson number 3, and today we're going to be talking about the rod arm. And that's a little piece of metal like this, and has a little bit of Velcro on the end of it. And this is what's going to help the puppet arm move and seem lifelike. So while you're trying to have the right position for your puppet and keep it moving, and you speak with one hand, with the other hand you're going to want to learn to use the rod to move the arm. And so here's kind of how you attach that. In just a minute, I'm going to have you get a puppet and attach it yourself. But again, you're going to want to hold the puppet carefully and then go to find the little loops on the just inside the sleeve. Kind of looks like this. It's a little bit of a Y or an opening, like a V, where the Velcro is. So the way you decide which arm you're going to put it in is you put on the puppet, and my right hand is going to go into the puppet, and that's what's going to be manipulating the puppet. And so my left hand is available, it's free. And so I want to use this hand to control the arm of the puppet nearest me. So I'm going to want to put the rod arm on the left, so I'm not trying to manipulate the right arm across the body. That's kind of awkward. So we're going to put it on the same arm that you have free. So if your left hand is free, then it's going to go on the left hand. If you're a left-handed puppeteer, then obviously you're going to put the rod arm on the right hand. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to put the puppet down on your lap. Going to find the Velcro on the wrist, and you see that it opens up in this kind of V. And what seems like the easiest way would be just to lay it in there flat. That's not the way you want to do it. So you want to open up the Velcro, and then you want to actually stand it in going this way so that the Velcro is on both sides of the rod arm, so that it looks like this. So an easy way to test it is when you hang the puppet arm this way, you'll see that the Velcro comes down and the rod continues straight. If it's off to the side or something, you've got it in there wrong. So make sure that you put it in there right. Once you get it on there, then you want to pull the sleeve down and make sure that you've kind of made it look as neat as possible and hide as much as you can. And then you're going to want to put on the puppet. So I'm going to let you go now and pick out a puppet and get a rod arm and come back, put the rod on the arm of the puppet, and then we'll start from there. Go ahead. Okay, so now you've got your puppet. He's ready to go, and you've got your rod arm, and you see that just by turning it in your fingers, you can make him, hey, that's pretty cool. You can make it work. So new puppeteers tend to use the arm too much. They love it. They lift it up in the air. They want to make sure that if I've got it, I'm going to use it. And so if you're not careful, it hurts. So if you don't need to keep it up in the air, drop it. Just let it hang there. And then when you have a question, it's like, oh, 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 okay? Or if it's, I gotta go to the bathroom again, then pick up the rod arm. But if you don't just have it hanging out there and waving around. Leave it alone if you don't need it, and then pick it up when you do. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have you get your puppet ready, stick him, put him next to you. Sorry, didn't mean to say stick it. Stick him there. Put him there next to you, and then take the rod arm, let it hang beside him, and leave it alone. And now we're going to try some exercises together. So why don't you try doing this with me? Let's pick up the rod arm and touch his nose, or where your nose should be on a puppet. There you go. Yeah, that's cool. And now rub your belly. Nice. Rub the belly around. If you're going to clean clothes, you can just brush down. Yeah. That dang cat. Then you can fix the hair. When you fix the hair, you want to kind of tip the head toward the arm, and then you can use the hand to, and it just make it look nice. You can rub your face, rub your nose a little bit. Yeah. And so that works. Sometimes you need to point, and if you point to the sky, by just lifting your hand, it looks like what? Like you just need to go to the bathroom or something or have a question. So when you're pointing, your nose always follows your hand. So when you're pointing to the sky, look, up in the sky. And so just the fact that he's looking up and pointing makes it realistic. If it's down at the ground, look, a penny. I see a penny. And you're looking down. And of course, left or right, the same thing. Your nose follows your hand when you're pointing. Okay? Let's see. What if you were going to yawn? Usually you just open the mouth and you tap a couple of times, and that's the kind of the universal symbol for a yawn, right? That's just yawning. A cough is a little bit the same. You can use your hand, or if you really want to be politically correct and you want to use your elbow. But you see, there is a little bit of motion and hand covering the mouth. Oh, I get those coughs every day. And then, sort of a really hard one is that sneeze. When puppets sneeze, it's a process. Usually they've smelled something that kind of makes them sneeze, and it's usually a big sneeze, because puppets don't just have normally a little tiny sneeze. So they start going, ah, 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 and you see how their head is going back a little bit while the mouth is opening slightly, that ah, ah, and the hand is getting ready, ah, 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 and then when it's time to sneeze, get this over with. He snaps his head forward, rub it off, wipe it on your clothes or something. But that's a sneeze. So it's this big process of sneezing back, snap head forward, makes a sneeze. So now I want you to just take a little bit of time, and I want you to talk to each other and use your hand. We're going to be watching to see that your hand isn't just up in the air while you're talking. Use it when it seems appropriate. You can even try shaking hands with the person next to you, just by putting your hands together and moving at the same time. So have a little bit of a conversation, try that, and I hope you keep practicing your lip synchronization and your rod arm. Bye-bye.